Commence primary ignition.
Double for Ahsoka on Clone Wars Season 7. Be on the lookout for Summer of Snips on the Virtual Cantina Network.
Hello.
Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We got the Hail Heavens all here. We got everybody tonight. What an exciting night we got for you.
It's crowded. It's like
we're tight.
Move over. You're pulling all the blankets.
Stop.
We kind of do look like we're like little blankets, like little spooning, nesting little dolls.
We're spooned up together.
Malvin is doing the Dutch oven to all of us.
No.
Pirate style.
Pirate style. Oh, after all the rum. Well, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the last watch-along in the Summer of Snips.
Ooh.
And it's not week 720 of the Clone Wars. So we're live action, people. Next week, Ahsoka debuts. There are people watching the premiere in LA, Orlando, and New York as we speak. So very excited. But first and foremost, want to welcome everybody to be joining us tonight. Especially we got Dave over there wearing his very nice Grogu t-shirt.
Hello there.
Excelente. And then we got Jeff with his Calvin and Hobbes Mando shirt.
Some of the best artwork I've ever seen. It's just so cool. I got some great comments at work today on this shirt, so I love it.
Good one.
And my Boba Fett hat.
Ooh. And wearing the not so virtual Cantina shirt, we got the governor. John, how are you, sir?
Doing great. Can't believe we're 1 week away from Ahsoka. You know, it was just before May 2022 that we got to see a little bit of a insight into what the Ahsoka show would look like and all the rumors behind it. So I can't believe we're 1 week away. I'm so excited. I literally can't sleep thinking about what great content we're going to have within a week's time.
And so much good. And then tonight we're going to be actually watching the live action Ahsoka debut and the return as we're watching Chapter 13, The Citizen. Okay, it's the Jedi. But who's counting? Yeah. And then Chapter 6 of Book of Boba Fett. Very excited about that. But we got so much going on because we're about to end the Summer of Ahsoka and kick off Ahsoka, which is going to be, wow, incredible. Dave, what goodness do we have available coming up on the VCN?
I thought we were kicking off Anakin Autumn, or the Autumn of Anakin. No, not happening.
Indeed.
I didn't get that memo. It was with the TPS report.
Oh, there you go. It was. No, but all sorts of crazy goodness coming out. Some things on the VCN that we can tell you and some things we can't tell you. Is the Summer of Snips continues a little bit. We've got some things coming up. Is we'll have the last watch along of Tales of the Jedi. So if you want some more behind the scenes of what's going on, the folks from the Jedi Archives will be doing that this weekend. We've got, again, the prediction show. The Rebels Revisited prediction show is going to be on Monday. And Tuesday, we have the very special Ahsoka Eve, where you are going to see as many hosts as we can fit on a screen from all across the VCN.
More than 4.
What's that?
More than 4.
More than 4, yes. And this is like, this is tight, but wait till you see.
We're going to need a bigger boot.
Yes. We're going to have so many people on and arguing about, who do we think is force sensitive? What do we think is going to happen? Bets may be made, taken, and join us for that. That's going to be great. And then, of course, after that, we're going to have we're going to have the watch along next Thursday. Ahsoka will be Wednesday. Is Thursday. We will be right back here watching the first 2 episodes and digesting them and going through and seeing who was right, who was wrong, who loses money to who. We shall see.
Not going to be me.
And are we ready to tell them about Friday yet, Spencer?
Why not? Well, we're being a little bit froggy, so let's jump.
So Friday, brand new show on the VCN is Virtual Cantina is going to present the Ahsoka after show. This is not a watch along. This is different than the Thursday content. This is going to be Bryce, John, and Mike, the guys from Jedi Archives, are going to be helping you digest the show. Is just the process to see and notice all the Easter eggs and talk about what we think the significance of what we have seen so far in the show is. And they're going to do that weekly for Ahsoka. They're going to do that on that Friday night. So Wednesday, watch Ahsoka. Do it on your own. Take it. Thursday, watch it with us. Talk about what's going on. And
don't take it too seriously.
What's that?
Thursday night, don't take it too seriously.
Yeah, Thursday night, don't take it too seriously. And then when you really want to get in the in-depth digestion and significance of what's going on, is join the Jedi Archives guys on the new Ahsoka after show.
I can't wait for that. Some wonderful Friday night discussion. Amazing. So we're so lucky to be in this sweet spot right now. So enjoy it, everybody, because there's such amazing content out there right now.
Amazing content, and I also want to clear up a rumor that everybody jumped, including I did, thinking that the studio that does all the animation was completely shutting down. It's only the Singapore office that is shutting down.
Yeah,
there's still animation being done in San Francisco, so they're just closing that building.
And I think that's been done. It's been done, but not formally done for a while. Like they haven't actually been producing content there in a while. They've just still had the building open, and now they're officially closing the building. They're kind of moving everything under one roof, nearer to the ranch and the rest of Lucasfilming stuff.
Yeah. Right. So I'm glad they cleared that up.
Yeah, because that was complete clickbait that even I fell for, because I was like, they just announced Bad Batch and next Tales of the Jedi, and now that's done. And I know that they were in post-production for both of them.
Yeah.
Because we all know that Iger just announced in the last week or so that they were going to be making show cuts on Disney, Marvel, and Star Wars soon. So when this came up, everybody was like, oh my God, animation's gone, which was,
always look at the website, people.
Yep.
Do not believe we got this covered.
Right. It's just one of the situations where people are concerned, they put 2 and 2 together and unfortunately getting not quite the right answer. But I'm glad that they cleared that up.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's good. And, we got some great content coming up. Between we got Ahsoka coming up, and then we'll hopefully get Skeleton Crew at the end of the year, and more Bad Batch, which would be absolutely fantastic. But other than that, we had another induction into the Virtual Cantina Hall of Fame this past weekend. Jeff and Mike inducted Leilani Shu. Jeff, why don't you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so Mike and I were in Bakersfield for Bakersfield Collector Con Leilani's people were kind enough to get us in there, and so we had a table, and we were representing the Virtual Cantina, and part of that was us taking a nice little award and certificate over to Leilani's table and inducting her into the Hall of Fame and getting her to expound her love for her favorites who were there to give her her award.
Hey, some of her favorites.
And then we followed that up with a nice little group shot of everybody, Star Wars. Well, most of the Star Wars related talent there. Phil Lamar, was not. He's a little distant from the rest of that group, but Tate, Chris Bartlett, Antonio, I forget his last name, Leilani and her daughter Ariel, all together for a nice little kind of thing where she thanked us again, and it was very cool. She was very surprised, which I was surprised that she was surprised. And
yeah.
Considering we were messing around,
running a campaign for it for a couple of weeks.
That was
she'd been like making calls and taking.
Yeah, she was definitely.
She was definitely campaigning, but I think
the funny thing is that she was talking to her friend who was a voice actor that does Angela Pickles from Rugrats, that was right next to her, that had just come in and set up her booth. And so she was kind of distracted, and she was like running around, and we're like, come here, Leilani. And we're standing there with, our arms behind our back, trying to hide these things, looking kind of nonchalant. And when she finally came over and we showed her what we had for her, she was very happy and receptive. It was cool.
Yeah, and huge kudos to, I have to say, for Tate and for Chris, coming along and congratulating her and being part of the celebration of her being inducted into the Hall of Fame. So thanks to both of those guys for coming along and supporting, her award.
Absolutely. And also, we're also gearing up for the Virtual Cantina Family Vacation 2 coming to you in July of 2024, the week after San Diego Comic-Con. So it's gonna be a long weekend, a lot of fun. Tickets go on sale on the 1st of December, and it's gonna be quite the trip. If we mentioned before, if you went to our last one, that trip on steroids. So what we got planned here is pretty extraordinary, and what we're gonna be doing is pretty extraordinary in itself.
I said it last week, I'll say it again this week, and I'll say it the week after if you like. You do not want to miss this trip.
No,
it is going to be incredible.
Was a huge time.
Yep. Just looking at the itinerary alone just makes my mouth water, to be able to go to great places in California that some people may not have been to before, an experience being with people like us, and maybe not people like us, other people you might want to meet, but just to kind of go to Scum and Villainy, which is I've been fortunate enough to go to a couple of times in Los Angeles, is amazing. To go to the museums, and to have Bunter Eves outside of Celebration. Bunter Eves are amazing during Celebration time, but to have extra Bunter Eves that are outside the Celebration period, that is such a cool event to attend. So get on the trip, hang out with us. You won't regret it. You're going to have an amazing time, meet some amazing people, make memories for a lifetime. So book it when you can, when it becomes available.
I'll be scoping out the Academy Museum for the first time tomorrow night for an event that I'm going to. So I will come back with a little bit more information the next time you see me regarding that venue. So
Jeff's events that he goes to usually nonchalantly shows up with a picture of somebody like, Jon Favreau or Dave Filoni. Is it one of those kinds of events, Jeff? You're going to shock us with who you've met there.
So last night I happened to meet the director of Blue Beetle that I'm adding to my director collection. So I have a photo with him. That's a fun movie if you get a chance to see it. It's very family oriented. Tomorrow night I'll be meeting hopefully director Penelope Spheris from known for some great movies like Wayne's World, as well as The Decline of Western Civilization Part 1 and 2, which is amazing documentaries on punk rock scene and heavy metal scene. The movie that we'll be seeing tomorrow night is actually a documentary on Ozfest that never released. So it's one of the Ozfests that I attended. So I will be on the keep my eye out to see if I see anybody that I know in the video besides the acts that will be talked to and about. So that'll be fun. But yeah, that's probably what. Hopefully, I'll return with a photo with Penelope. That's part of my goal.
Awesome.
Very cool.
Excellent. Yeah, but yeah, so a lot of great stuff. Going to Galaxy's Edge with a bunch of Star Wars nerds wearing the same T-shirt is going to be awesome, like it was in Florida, as well as wherever we do in San Francisco.
Attention getter when you're wandering through with your group shirts on, very much like the 501st do, or some of the Disney biker gangs, as I like to call them. But they're not really bikers; they're just groups of people.
Are they all wearing cuts though?
A lot of them have some sort of
they have patched vests with the sleeve. Yes, they do.
Yeah,
and if you're from and by the way, if you're from the East Coast or you've only been to Batu East, this gives you a taste test, right? It gives you the opportunity to try Galaxy's Edge on the West Coast and compare the two.
See the subtle differences, experience the way it's set up in the park versus.
And they have a lot of different characters in Batu West versus Batu East, so that'll be cool.
Well, and the rest of the park as well. But Batu is very subtle differences east to west, but the larger park, Disneyland proper, has a lot of other significant differences from Disney World. Space Mountain, very different. Yeah. We don't even have the Matterhorn over here. So
our castle is a lot more kind of petite compared to the other parks, but that was part of.
But your castle has has the whole walkthrough that is the storyline in there.
Yeah, the Sleeping Beauty castle. You can go through and walk above the entryway that goes through it and see all these really cool kind of displays that tell the story.
And if you love the Indiana Jones franchise, then they have the Indiana Jones ride. So you can ride
again, when it comes to characters, they just introduced a walk around Indy in Adventureland. So that's another cool one. He kind of will show up here and there and interact with guests and do his treasure hunting thing. So that's fun.
Yes. So thank you very much, Facebook user, for going there. But if you want to join the conversation, Dave, how would you do that for Facebook user?
Facebook user needs to type, "Hi, it's Geo."
Please.
But if it's anybody else, right down there at the bottom, go to StreamYard.com/Facebook or something like that. Put in your name so we know who you are.
So it's basically just to allow us to have the convenience of seeing you pop up in our StreamYard chat. That way we can do something like pop up your name with a comment, and as opposed to seeing something like this.
Yes. See, because in all honesty, we've gotten very lazy. StreamYard has made it puts everything together in one place. So I don't have to have StreamYard on this screen and Facebook on this screen and YouTube on this screen anymore.
Consolidate
we can watch all of this together. So
I still have Facebook on my other computer right over here. So
how do you think I knew it was Geo? As I'm getting alerts.
I knew it was Geo too. I just was busting because I was saying Facebook user.
Yeah,
but that will be. It's nice for us. it's one extra step for you, and it makes our life easier.
Like the real people right there that have already registered.
Yes.
I'm sure at the Meta campus right now they're just considering making a T-shirt that has a Facebook user on it that could be marketed to the masses. So anybody that wants a Facebook user T-shirt, let me know and I'll contact Meta and we can set it up.
Yes, or we could do that on we could do that on TeePublic. And speaking of TeePublic, a great idea, Dave. But we got a lot of great T-shirts on right now. Released a whole line for the Daughters of the Galaxy, which had a great show last night, plugging Ahsoka. Right over there. I received the I Am No Jedi and the Master T-shirt, so I love those very much. But check it out, and we're gonna have a whole. Whoa, we're missing some.
Mr. Dave over here.
Yes. I got lazy on the thing. I got used to Jeff being in the driver's seat and doing the right thing.
But we're going to have a whole slew of other shirts that are going to be available as of next week. One of my favorite ones that is coming out is actually somehow Max Rebo returned.
Yeah, that's a classic.
Which is absolutely fantastic. I also want to give a plug out to Tamara, who played Max Rebo in Fett, is actually now a member of our group. So
she's very nice. I met her at the InfoList party, pre-Comic-Con party a month ago or so. And she was hanging out with Leilani, and she was very nice and very cool to talk to.
So I just got a message from a member of ours that is part of the 501st in New Jersey, and he just walked out of the New York premiere of Ahsoka, and all he said was effing good.
Mm-hmm.
Now let there be here's the time for the reminder, people. Because we weren't expecting to have to show this to next week, but with the premiere coming out, spoiler-free zone. Okay? Don't be that person and totally spoil the Ahsoka premiere for the rest of us peons who don't get to see it until
you don't have to block your account from posting because you're throwing spoilers out. So
and we're gonna give you a little bit of slack. Yes, there are not spoilers for 48 hours, but the watch along will be less than 48 hours. So if you really got to get the spoilers out, you need to join us on Thursdays here and put all the little spoilers you want to in this chat.
Yeah, that's the time when you can breach that embargo, as it were. So you can come on in, talk in the chat as much as you want about the shows, those episodes, which would have aired the day before.
You have been warned. Don't make you walk the plank. I will.
Yeah.
No
yes,
spoilers.
Citizens.
Yes.
That's why we reissued the Citizen T-shirt.
And if you don't get what he's saying, you should have been joining us on the 47,000 issues of Clone Wars, episodes of the Clone Wars that we've been watching.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we did go through quite a few.
Never cross the captain. That is correct, Sherry. But I want to remind you that we are now into the live action element of the Summer of Snips. First watching Chapter 13, The Jedi, which is a great episode. And, what was awesome about this episode as well is that a couple weeks ago at Terrificon in Connecticut, Brendan and Michael Bean were both there.
Yeah.
Who had the face-off available, which was pretty awesome as a photo op. Also, Tate Fletcher was there as well. But yes, you got them in there. You got Diana Lee and Santos, a good friend of Mr. Notman, is going to be back, and we know that she was returning in Ahsoka, which is incredible.
Yeah, I was pretty sure she was going to be headless the next time we saw her.
Well, I mean,
all I want to know was, Brendan, your Huckleberry?
Yeah.
We see, Jeff, they left that out there, didn't they? It's that little teaser away. What happened? Is she dead? Is she,
Well,
what happened to her limp body?
The biggest rumor going around right now is that two things. One is that you see in the trailers that Balin is taking care of some New Republic guards. Maybe he's rescuing, Morgan. That's always a thought. And then two, is she a Night Sister?
There's a lot of sort of speculation around who or what she is exactly. So
I can't wait.
As well as the other saber wielding characters we've seen, and pretty much the rest of it.
Like I said, I think Ezra's dead.
Oh, you didn't go there on the air.
Don't go there. Don't go there. We can ban you. We can.
You can go ahead.
24-hour timeout.
Yeah, go ahead. You can try.
Everyone, get your pitchforks and torches. Spencer Jowitz, Boston.
Okay, let's be politically correct. Everybody's entitled to their opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's entitled to be wrong.
Pitchforks and torches.
Yes, absolutely.
You'll be telling me that Elspeth will be rescued from Azkaban next.
Fluffy Spencer available for burning in effigy.
Listen, Facebook user.
Facebook
user Dave.
I like it.
First Facebook abuser. I don't want to hear any of your shenanigans.
It's just fun.
Oh yeah.
Yes. So anyway, we do have our we're gonna be starting in the next couple of minutes.
Get the D plus machine queued up.
Before we do that, we've literally got a minute to mention. Anybody going to any cons? Anybody got anything lined up over the next couple of weeks?
I am going to a small record and toy show in New Hampshire in 3 weeks that has Christine and Bradley Galley, David Acom, Stephen Constantino. Nice. They're all going to be there, as well as some people from the Warriors and artists from G.I. Joe. So very excited about that. And obviously, people are gearing up for New York Comic Con, as well as Mark Austin. Thank you for reminding me. And then my next big show for the end of the year is going to be Rhode Island Comic Con.
Nice. Do you know Stevens eluded me the last two shows? I've just missed him literally twice. Well, once in California. Well, twice in California. One at Celebration, one at Northern California. Forget the event, but anyway, still haven't got Stevens' autograph yet.
Where are you and Mike thinking about going, Jeff?
We have Long Beach Comic Con is coming up in a couple weeks. In Long Beach.
Yes.
You were talking about Collector Con, aren't you? The other one.
No, I'm talking about Long Beach.
Because there's that other con in Long Beach that's got Chuck Norris at it, but
that's the one I was talking about.
Yeah, that's Collector Con. I don't think we're going to go to that one because Chuck is really the only draw.
He's no Jedi.
Yeah. Long Beach Comic Con unfortunately has a kind of limited guest list currently, and they're coming up quick. So I won't be there as much for guests as I will be to try to get my Mando out and be seen and hang out with my local con attending friends, some of which may have booths or may not. I think the Skywalkers were there last year, so maybe they'll be there again with a table pushing their lovely books and things like that. LA Comic Con is until the beginning of December, so that's a ways away. We have a couple of screenings coming up that some of us will be attending. They're doing a Empire screening at the Chinese Theater coming up soon, and also the Bowl will have Return of the Jedi because that is the 40th anniversary thing. So
my brother is going to the show on the 2nd, I think.
Yeah, I think that's the Saturday, right? Because that's the one I was considering. So we may all end up over there as well. Those are always a lot of fun, and the Bowl's an amazing venue to see shows in if you get a chance, and especially if you get a chance to see the Maestro. But I don't believe he will be making an appearance, although his music will be well represented. So,
absolutely. What about you, Dave? What's on your agenda?
So I'm looking at several little places around. Is the Collector Con that Jeff was talking about in Long Beach is going to be coming to Charlotte, North Carolina. Not really like Star Wars people there. Some people that are kind of Star Wars-ish. I think Tara Strong is there, and she's from did a Star Wars voice in one of the video games.
Yeah.
But just looking forward to, there's the Cincinnati is coming up. You could get to there, and really looking forward to like Rhode Island later here in the year.
It's always a good one. I will have our major event there.
And real quick from me, next thing I've got coming up real soon, within a couple of weeks, is Fanboy Expo in Orlando. We have just announced, I think a day or two ago, Amy Allen will be there, Glenn Randall Jr., Ian McDermott, Warwick will be there, and I can't forget our wonderful friend of the VCN, Chris Bartlett. Chris will be there as well.
Yeah, Fanboy is a good show. I did Fanboy Knoxville. That was a good show.
Yeah, so that's 1st, 2nd, and 3rd of September, I believe.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Yeah, Paul Bentley and Ming Na in Cincinnati.
Nice.
No comment.
I know John's getting ready to go to that.
You have me lined up out the door for that one.
So anyway, we're about that time. So Jeff or Dave, why don't we do the countdown?
I'll throw up the countdown, and Dave can hit the button.
I'll hit the button on the thing, yes.
All right, so here we go. Don't forget Mandalorian Season 2, and it's Chapter 13 or Episode 5 in Season 2 if you want to go that way. Anyways, here we go. Yeah, buddy.
And don't skip the recap.
Yeah, I was just going to say the exact same thing. No skipping. Oh, look at that mud horn. All right.
Hey, look, there's Emily.
Sorcerers. Space wizards.
Yes.
Speaking of Emily, that toilet karaoke that she did with Christy Brinkley, Tara Strong, and Felicity Day was absolutely hilarious, especially since Michelle Hurd decided to walk out of another stall.
Yeah, well, I'm sure that was part of the whole plan, but yeah.
I'm thinking that was probably planned, yes.
Question for Emily. How does she keep the fur on her jacket so coiffured and perfect?
Nah.
It's L'Oreal, Wookiees.
No, it's Ready Whip, didn't you know?
They have great dry cleaners on Navarro.
There you go.
I forgot to say the captain of one of the Imperial ships from the Mandalorian will also be at Fanboy Expo.
Titus. He will be there.
Oh yeah, he's been making the rounds.
I actually did send in for the shot of him looking at the hologram of Moff Gideon.
Oh, and people, speaking of send-ins, sorry, not Star Wars at all, but adjacent fandoms, send in Michael freaking Keaton.
Did you do it?
Yes.
No, because what I want to is like $1 million.
What, you just want to send the Batmobile? Sign my Batmobile.
Yes.
Yeah. Got to drive it up there first.
But there are model Batmobiles on the list. I would want like the full cowl, which is just insanely expensive.
The best collection of Batman stuff I've seen, I'm sure Jeff knows, is at Burbank Studios, the Warner Brothers Studios. That
Warner Brothers Studio Tour gives you some insight. Amazing vehicles beyond just like costumes and props, but they have so many cool vehicles.
I don't want to give you a spoiler alert, but if you ever do that tour, look out for the part where when they created the original, not the Adam West Batman, but the Michael Keaton Batman car, they made a fundamental mistake with the size of the car versus his costume. So look out for that. Anyway, when you see those two blades come apart,
oh my god,
wow,
I freaked out when we first watched it. Like, oh my god,
literally lost my mind.
She's a lumberjack.
Before any of this, the worst kept secret in Star Wars was Rosario was playing live action Ahsoka.
Well, she had been fan cast so early, and people were doing artistic renderings of her. I think one of my artist friends, I believe it was Tom Hodges, had done like something early before she was even truly fan cast that he felt she would work well as the character, and he has some like early like art pieces that he had done.
And the funny thing about this is that in this episode right now, we thought we were going to get at least, obviously the finding out who plays Ahsoka. But in this one, they just built up with 3 separate, like not Easter eggs, but reveals. And each one was bigger than the other. And the one at the end of the episode, like, trumps all the other ones that happened throughout this entire episode.
Oh, yeah, it was crazy.
I love the lightsaber and the fog thing. Sorry.
Yeah. No, it's okay. Sorry. Didn't mean to interrupt. I was just thinking about it. I'm watching it now for the first time. Ahsoka's executing them. She's literally like 2 blades.
Yeah. She's not sparing anybody.
Oh, she's in that, like you see in the picture above John and Dave, it's very much the Anakin Dooku.
Yeah.
No, very. That's why I expected.
And this is so very different than the Anakin, the Ahsoka you see at the end of Clone Wars, who is doing her absolute dead level best to spare everybody.
Right.
But
wasn't that part of the fact that she had worked with a lot of them?
Yeah.
I mean, yes.
Part. So
but
yeah,
that didn't stop Yoda.
Yeah, that's.
I
love that meme where he's just like.
Oh yeah.
Speaking
there's something about the way that Ahsoka dispatches her enemies that's just it's brutal. It's like it's almost like guillotining them. Its execution is.
Well, she was using everything at her disposal. She threw, logs at early characters there and chopped down trees and took them out in the same kind of movement.
I get my my 332 helmet tomorrow.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah, mine shipped this week too.
Those things are pretty sweet.
That's a D. Bradley Baker Ashley signing.
Oh yeah.
I got FOMO now. I've only got a 332 T-shirt.
Maybe I'll paint this one and make my own.
Oh, the Razor Crest. I missed the Razor Crest.
Oh my goodness, such a great ship.
It was great to see him in the Starfighter.
The spear, yeah.
You mean the bastard?
We that in this one. Yeah,
Brendan's favorite prop.
Look at all this is so
this episode.
This his infatuation with that knob, man.
We should fashion a spear out of Beskar and present it to Brendan on a some kind of mounting case.
Just don't stick it in his boot.
And we should put as much weight as humanly possible in it.
It's funny looking back on this episode. I really do miss the Razor Crest. It sounds crazy, but it was great to see him in the Starfighter. But it has character, the Razor Crest.
This ship has so much character of its own.
Yeah,
it's like it's got every element. It has the amazing cockpit where more than one person can fit. It has, a nice refresher downstairs. It has the area to store all the captive frozen and carbonite bounties. It has everything. It has that whole amazing arsenal area. Yeah. It has a place for Grogu to nap.
So I just found out, I don't know what kind they did, but one of the giveaways at the Ahsoka premiere was they gave everybody an Ahsoka saber.
What?
I would imagine it was the $20 to $40 version. But regardless, it's still fun. I got, what was it? I ended up with one of the sabers. I believe it was from the orchestra event that Kevin Smith got juked out of an audience for at San Diego Comic-Con a few years back, where they gave everybody a saber and walked them over to the orchestra area and had a band playing outside doing Star Wars music, and everybody had their sabers.
Chantel was the first Star Wars toilet that we ever saw.
Yes.
Refresher.
Yeah,
that was the refresher I mentioned. But
well, and then they were all over the places. After that, you couldn't stop it because then we got them in Andor, and now
everybody had one in Andor, huh?
Yeah.
It's great looking back at these episodes to know where we got to in episode 3, where Grogu was just fascinated with a little metal knob, and he has to be carried everywhere. Whereas he ends up with his own transportation, and he's able to rescue Mando.
So the DJ for karaoke was named DJ Awesomeness Prime, which is actually pretty cool in itself. But every time when Emily would say something or someone would sing, he would play yes, yes, yes. No, in the middle of songs and stuff. It was pretty awesome.
I still have a website that does
perfect.
It has 2 buttons on it.
Speaking of Michael Biehn, did anybody see the pictures of Michael Biehn with Linda Hamilton from
those recreating some poses and stuff? That was awesome.
Yeah. Gary was at their panel, and he said that was fun considering the fact they couldn't talk about anything, but see the two of them together with Robert Patrick was actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think I've seen recently him in a con. Was it Chicago, where he's like kneeling down with like a little girl in a Ripley cosplay?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think I saw that too. And
he's doing the teaching her how to shoot the gun like he shot Ripley.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was one of the biggest tragedies of that movie. He could have played a really good part of that storyline, apart from getting squished by an alien.
Yeah.
But yeah, what a unique opportunity at the Dublin event to meet those. That was definitely one of those moments where I was like, I would have loved to have been there.
Well, Linda Hamilton's not done many shows either, so evidently this guy is an Imagineer.
Oh, is he?
That's cool.
Oh, immediately they're like, oh, there it is.
So when I wrote to Dennis Muren a couple of years ago, and he wrote a letter back to me and signed something, I asked him, look, of all the properties that you've worked on, what was your favorite? And he said T2 and Jurassic Park.
Well, I mean, that's definitely where you're out there breaking new ground is, so much is of what we see today is based on the
exactly.
The work that was done on those 2 movies for being at this point 29 years or older, 31 years in T2's case. The CGI is astounding, and we get things like the Flash and other things that the CGI seems like they didn't quite get there.
Back from what it used to be.
Yeah.
Well, so I was listening to one of my morning radio stations. They were talking about they're doing a re-release of an IMAX for Jurassic Park.
Scorpion King. No.
And they're like, wow, the CGI is not going to hold up on Jurassic Park. And I'm like, honestly, it's better than most CGI that's out today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, when somebody like Dennis Muren, who's worked in the industry all of his life on such amazing, groundbreaking projects, for him to say T2 and Jurassic Park were game changers. You want to listen to that?
I mean, I remember where
for the
I was
audience too. I think.
I mean, I remember where I was when I first saw T2 and being freaked out, like when you had like the T-1000 walking through the jail cell.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Yeah.
Well, Jurassic Park, when I was in college, we kind of engineered our room to be one large home theater, like, hung a bed sheet, had a projector, but enough speakers and sound system to where we could sit there with a glass of water and actually make it vibrate. Like, we are not loud enough until there's ripples in the glass.
Sort of like the Howard Stern thing where you had somebody sit on top of a reverb speaker in private parts.
I was getting Jurassic Park vibes from a scene that they have in Blue Beetle last night. There's a cup that gets affected by some.
How was that for a DC movie?
It was good. I think I liked it more than The Flash just overall, but some of it was. It took a minute to get going, and I got a lot of Greatest American Hero vibes from him learning his suit and interacting with it and trying to get it to work the way he wanted to. So I'm old, yes. Greatest American Hero was the best. If you haven't watched it, you need to go back and catch a couple episodes. It might take a little bit to get going.
Super jammies. I'm floating on air.
Yes. That's the scenario.
So, he was Mando a few minutes ago getting influenced or tempted by Beskar. And this whole little chat that they have outside the wall kind of intrigues me, He's a bounty hunter, and he's kind of like looking at him like, "What is that? Why are you carrying that thing around?"
Yeah,
that's just a sign of respect. But did you also notice that the detail on Michael Bihn's outfit is very samurai? And if you look at the way that his jacket's cut,
he's also got the cobbled together armor thing.
Collar just looks very Vader reminiscent.
Yeah. I think the nerfers were talking about in Ahsoka that the new or from the trailer, the new Force users, Ray Stevenson's character, rest in peace. Not the character, but the person. He has some armor that is very Vader-esque, and in the trailer he mentioned Anakin and stuff. So
sorry to interrupt. When he's walking through this area, I almost felt like he was walking through the fire swamp in The Princess Bride.
I was just waiting for the
something.
I thought it was more. It gave me Dagobah vibes.
Yeah.
Where's the rats of unusual size?
That's Firestorm.
Firestorm.
The lightning. Is it lightning sand? Yeah.
And he's looking for the Predator right now. The Predator's looking for him.
Are those Eopies? No, or something like that. Uh-oh. Boink, boink, boink.
Bing, boom. Yep. And again, she don't stop and ask questions. She just
wades in.
No, hit him with the sword first.
Yeah. Just attack.
Brutal.
Attack. And now he's like, wait. I'm not here to hurt you. It was a great day. I mean, seeing her come out in this episode is amazing.
Yeah.
Her interactions with Grogu are always fun.
I need to get hung up, but I have this.
Back it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Very cool.
Black and white.
Nothing but great interactions with Rosario. She's so kind. And
yep.
I don't know. I think I said it a couple of weeks ago. I met her in Orlando at an event, and I said, I'll be in London in a couple of weeks' time. And I showed up at her table, and she just immediately went, "You're here!" I just thought, what? You remembered that?
There you go.
Well, like I said, Ashley remembered us from London, so
it's amazing how much they remember, which is insane considering
Could you consider
the amount of interactions.
Exactly, Jeff. Tens of thousands of people over the weekend after weekend after weekend. Incredible.
I was lucky enough to go meet her at a, oddly enough, an alcohol signing.
I remember.
Yes, I still get emails from that company.
Yeah, me too.
They tell me about their event.
Yeah, they've had some cool ones since then with some other people, but anyways, that was very cool and worth taking an extra hour for lunch just to stand in line and meet her and get a photo and a bottle signed by her of margarita.
Out of all the people that you've met recently, I think it was last year, the one I had, I think the most amount of jealousy was you met Mrs. Daniel LaRusso.
Oh yeah, well that was
cool.
That was the Cobra Kai season, what was it, 5 sort of premiere they did at LA Historic Park in downtown LA. So it was outside on an inflatable screen and everybody was doing like the picnic thing. And she was out kind of on the edge of the VIP area interacting with us regular folks. So
you mean the adult version of Missy Cooper, Sheldon's twin sister?
Right. She's definitely the adult version.
Yeah.
So I love it.
Oh, there it is. He's like, what?
Name? Grogu? Like, what you saying?
Okay, so that was the second reveal
of
the episode, which was pretty awesome in that as well.
Oh yeah. Getting his name finally.
Right.
I mean, referring to him as the kid, great. But
that was a moment of, I guess, can't really think of the right phrase right now, but people were so used to Baby Yoda, and when it was Grogu, what's the word? It was conflict, right? It was like,
or the child. The child was heavily used,
right?
So.
Well, and I thought this was just as big of the reveal is that he was at the Jedi Temple.
It's
like the name was huge, and you're like, what? But then they were like, what? He was raised at the Jedi Temple. He was there during Order 66.
Yeah, I love the.
You're like, what?
The scenes that they've shown, the flashback scenes, are really amazing to. Make that
You're right,
more complete in terms of how others were affected by the Order 66 and what happened at the temple. Grogu wants
all living things and makes you float rocks.
That's what it's for.
And frogs.
Oh yeah. I mean, it makes them easier to eat. That's for sure. You can get them to float in the air.
We're going to have to, on your birthday, we're going to have to get you to eat frog's legs.
Ooh.
and call those little biscuits now, macaroons.
So, yeah, Sherry's saying that it bugs me that she only mentions Yoda and not Yaddle. So Yaddle, how long was she there? I think it's feasible that Ahsoka might not have had interaction with Yaddle.
Exactly. It's only one being like this that I've ever come across. But it's a good point.
She'd have some knowledge of other members of the council, though.
As you're right, she probably should have known that Yaddle was a member of the council, but she would have. She obviously, we know from the Clone Wars, had a lot of interaction directly with Yoda and would have been in there in a period where he would have trained her because he was training all the younglings before she got her master, before she became Anakin's Padawan.
Well, originally, we know that she was founded by Plo Koon. So,
yes,
good old Plo Koon, one of Dave's favorites. Not Filoni, but Filoni.
What? What are you talking about?
Switch it out. Yeah, you need your Ahsoka Lives shirt on. But return me the stone. I still love this puppet so much.
It really is good.
And they've expanded on it and created variations of it. They have the younger version for those flashback scenes, which, are amazing. And then the way they had him walking in some of the final episodes of season 3.
Well, I'm nervous about this when Sideshow decides that they're going to do a accurate size Grogu with the new elements attached to it, because I already have the first one.
Yeah, they have that one at Scum and Villainy as well, in behind the bar. They dress him up for different events. I have a photo with him in his New Year attire for New Year's Eve when we were over there.
That's awesome.
It's just thinking back now, reflecting back and reviewing this again. I sense much fear in him, Ahsoka says, because of Order 66. We've seen that in season 3, how affected he was by that and how frightened he was, with this flashback scenes.
Right.
Well, she also says, I've seen what fear's done to the best of them, and obviously she's alluding to Anakin.
Right.
Because fear leads to anger.
Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering.
Which is why she said, no spoiler alerts. Well, sorry about the spoiler alert, but this is why she said, I can't train him. He's, I've not got the ability to take him from where he is right now to where we'd like him to be.
Well, spoiler alert, a little foreshadowing of what we're going to watch in the next episode of the fact that Mando questions her on that.
Right. And you are correct, Facebook user. Like we said, is Ahsoka may not have directly ever interacted with Yaddle, but again, you would think that one of the courses at the Jedi Temple would be history of the Jedi Order and the Jedi Masters.
Yeah, they would. You would think, especially the council would be known by everyone in the building.
Yeah.
But, considering that there wasn't a ton at that time as well, that for the most part, all of them should be like.
Well, and especially I think
instructors at school, but you may not take classes from them, but they're there. You pass them in the hallway every once in a while, kind of thing.
Well, or not even that. If Yaddle had died when Ahsoka was young enough that she wouldn't remember, but that they've got to be teaching, or there's rumors in the hallway about this member of the Jedi Council that was just executed by a former Jedi.
That would be the gossip.
They got to be telling you that Dooku just
the current talk. Yeah, you'd also think, because there's a lot of them represented in the library and the Jedi archives, you'd think that there would be more of that as well, even if they didn't have a full statue or bust or whatever. There would be like plaques and things just sort of listing. Like, I work at a college, and you walk around the campus and you see a building, and it's got the board of trustees members that were at the time, on the board, because that's how they do things. They got to, acknowledge the people that helped get the things funded or whatever. So I was just looking at a plaque while I was waiting for an elevator today that was from 1990, from a building that had been remodeled at that point, and had a bunch of different names that I was not used to seeing or interacting with, since that was 30 plus years ago. But anyways. But I know I've seen the names, so it's not like it's, that of a big of a mystery. I love this, though. This is like, how much of this is practical and how much of this is the volume? Because I've seen some behind the scenes of this as well, where you get that, like, the parallax changes because you're not the camera view, and you get these weird bent trees and stuff from the volume. Or stagecraft, as they call it.
No Facebook user is for sure a 5-year-old American student doesn't know the president's cabinet. They couldn't name Supreme Court justices. But they can remember people that there is talk about, and it's not that she left the Jedi Temple at 5. I mean, Ahsoka was well into her teens by the time that she left.
Yeah, you'd think that'd be some kind of history thing about her or something.
That was the funny thing about the episode we watched last week was the fact that, after all that and, being, falsely accused, incarcerated and all that, even Anakin's like, all's forgiven. Here, you can come back. And she's like, no.
I'll pass. By the way, I think from now on, I'm going to refer to the person that is showing up as Facebook user. So when somebody's reference,
we have to do. User, we have to have that. We have to have that T-shirt.
Oh, Jeff, I just found out from my friend in New York. They did hand them out in New York as well, the sabers, and it is like the Ruby's $20 Ahsoka saber.
Well, I mean,
it's
not a bad giveaway.
The Black Series one, which we talked about this last week. I can't believe that they're selling the new Black Series one for close to $300, but yet you could have gotten the dual one for.
You still can get the dual one for less or the same amount.
Oh, that was such an awesome bell. Why'd you have to cut it in half?
And Walt Disney World only Disney World are selling all lightsaber hilts at 30% off right now.
I believe
there's a new design coming out, a lighter, slicker version of all of them, and they're getting rid of stock. That's exactly what's happening right now.
A lot of those are very, they feel bulky when you hold them, including the Savi's sabers. But I can understand that since you're working off of a chassis and adding pieces to it. But if you don't have big hands, it's a lot more difficult to sort of wield.
I mean, that's some of what I like about some of them. I mean, my choice for my first was to purchase the Mace Windu because of how chunky and substantial it is.
I was there when you bought it.
Yeah,
I like the Darth
and the Ben Solo one is just. I mean, that's like literally people call them on the forums like a burrito. It's just about a burrito.
Well, the burrito thing started because referring to something that's a weapon like a saber gets you tagged in many platforms.
Yeah, the algorithm.
I hate the whole burrito reference.
We talked about this several times when it first started happening, Jeff, that you and I were like, that sucks. If they find the Rebels Ahsoka sabers, not the Clone Wars ones, in the back room, I would definitely want one of those at 30% off.
Is that the ones? What's the difference? The flat
one's like a round, like an actual saber that has like a ball in the end.
Right, that's like more like chromey.
Yeah, that is a Clone Wars version.
Okay.
Different.
And then the other one is more elongated and curved and flat. Almost.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. This torturing is ridiculous. We talk about this every time. It's like it's almost like the fluorescent bulb light lanterns that they do for bugs outside when you're camping.
Oh. Little citronella candles or something.
Yeah, and she said execute all of them and then go door to door.
Yeah, it's pretty hardcore.
This is like Passover? Give me your firstborn male?
Yes. Feels like it.
One thing that's great about having a saber and fighting with it is a lot less. I mean, you got to be really accurate if you're just going to maim. It's nice and easy to slice and dice.
Yeah.
So she's just hacking away at those guys in the streets over here.
But in fairness, those big long hair, oof, she lights those up.
Oh, so he says that the saber is very similar to a Savi's hilt, but made of plastic, and it's a complete LED blade.
Savi's hilt in the sense that you can take it apart?
No, as far as the stylization of it, that it looks
Probably
like a savage blade.
thick and chunky.
So it's not.
I wonder if it's the
not
new
Ahsoka.
style, like the new style of dark saber, the Disney Parks dark saber, and
Yes.
they've done an Ahsoka hilt in that style.
Yeah, so that's what's confusing me is it actually Ahsoka's blade or a hilt?
It's Ahsoka's. It's a flat hilt with he's showing me the. I'll send it to you guys. The Savvy's blade.
Okay.
Let me pull it off from the chat. That
It really has the Savi's blade. It has the interchangeable.
I'll send it to you guys in our private chat.
Here we have the showdown.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
she's like Ahsoka's just like playing Batman or something in this. She's like, here, I'm going to stand on a ledge and be ominous.
Right. Okay.
And brood. You have to be brooding.
So yeah, I think this is more reminiscent of, like Dave said, the hilt.
But look at the next one. Look at the blade. That's a legacy blade, isn't it?
It's close. I don't know what that end looks like. Do I have one handy? No, my blade.
So this scene, I love this scene. It very much very reminiscent of Kill Bill and those Kurosawa type films. But I wasn't a fan of the showdown between Mando and the
between Bean and him.
Yeah, could have done that a bit better, in my opinion.
I forget what his character.
This was superb.
Which is great that so Laura Mary Kim was the stunt double for Morgan, and Candace Shells was the stunt double for Ahsoka in this
one. Nice.
Lauren is great.
Yes, very cool. That's why I had to throw her up at the beginning of the show. Mm-hmm. Acknowledge that Ahsoka work, even though it's not in this episode.
But she's a sweetheart in general as well.
So I can't exactly tell. It's definitely
very
similar type of thing to the legacy.
It looks smaller to me, just in general. Like that hilt is not that big.
I don't know. Yeah. Now, there is another style of legacy. There's a smaller legacy blade that they have on the Yoda sabers.
Well, they have shorter blades.
Well, I thought there was one that was like not as big around.
Really?
I think so.
Okay. I don't recall that being a thing, but I haven't been like really into the new sabers that much lately. I tend to go in Doc Ondars and look for other things than lightsabers, like Camtonos and Jedi or Sith Wayfinders. And I got my black one the last time I bought something there. So,
John, which ones did you open up? The ones that we have yet, or
no,
you just keep them up?
I'm keeping them safe for when you come down.
Cool.
But I've seen them opened up live in action in Doc Ondars. They look amazing.
You know, instead of killing him, he should have shot him in the hand and said, instead of jumping around with your hands in pain, give it up for the Waco kid.
Yeah. You know, this whole dialogue, it's like, who do you think will win? Could be my side, could be yours. It's, come on. It's like, it's not a cliffhanger.
Itchy trigger finger thing. Like
I appreciate the gunslinger Mando part. I mean, you can hear the leather glove creaking.
Yeah, well, you know it's totally B at that point because this is Randall's alley.
Right.
Well, yeah. Well, and his
mannerisms are very identifiable.
It's Brendan Wayne taking on Johnny freaking Ringo.
Or Kyle, whatever his last name was in T2.
Reese.
Yeah, but he wasn't a gunslinger. I mean, this is...
Yeah, that's true. Very much a different type of character.
Different type of soldier. But, you know, in Johnny Ringo, it's like, oh.
I love this. Go for the leg or the whatever. You deserve to get shot.
So he says that the blade fits his savvies, but the connectors are different.
Oh, so it's the same width, huh?
Yeah,
Or circumference. Uh-oh. Doink. Ooh.
Boom.
Got them headshots. I love that.
Where is your master?
Ahsoka with, Rosario with that orange skin and those blue eyes. She just is like mesmerizing. Hopefully, we get a lot more of those reveals of how we saw Ahsoka here in this episode, where she comes with the hood up and the different saber reveals and stuff.
So the reveal of where's Grandma Thrawn. I mean, to me that was more exciting than finding out Rosario or the name of the child. Hearing the name Thrawn.
So who is clearly, where is Morgan? Who is Morgan Elspeth in custody with? Is it the citizens? Because right now they've literally just walked out after doing battle. So where is she?
Yeah, right. Because that's why I got that whole. At this point, you don't know what her fate is.
Yeah,
right. It's I expected her to be, like I said, headless in that back little garden area.
See, here's the thing, Spencer. You're talking about that last reveal about Grand Admiral Thrawn. So many people at this point are going, where is Grand Admiral Thrawn? Who is Grand Admiral Thrawn?
The who of that is amazing for the
now.
Do you want better? What is Grand Admiral Thrawn?
Right.
But why?
You see so many people now saying they're going back and they're watching Rebels and they're getting prepared, and the build up to Ahsoka has been going on. At this point, a lot of fans of the Mandoverse, not necessarily people who had crossed over to the EU or Rebels.
Yep.
Right.
Yes.
There's very many characters that people were totally unfamiliar with.
Yeah.
I mean, even though I've never read the books, I've known of Thrawn since the early 90s.
Yeah.
And I actually have one of the figures that came out in that animated line.
So to enjoy the content more, expand your universe.
Well, and I tell people all the time is if you're not into a novel and you're not going to read like the original Thrawn trilogy, that's a lot to get in. There's a really good graphic novel comic book series of that. That's where I first experienced it. Was in that
comic book series Thrawn was absolutely incredible. That was probably one of the first ones I read. So every review that I've seen from members of our group or whatever has said, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. If you're a fan of anything doing Rebels and Clone Wars, you're going to love it. I was in heaven. And then my friend just sent me a video over 2,000 people doing a lightsaber battle in Times Square right now.
Somebody is getting arrested. Just do it. That's going to get out of hand and people are going to jail.
Yes. People are going to try and achieve the high ground.
Do you have any idea what time the event starts?
Okay, I just have the picture of somebody like on top of the Jumbotron thing in time.
I have the high ground.
Oh, I had them by the ball.
Oh, somebody will go on top of Rockefeller Center and say, I've got the high ground, and it'll go to the top of the Empire State Building.
Top of 30 Rock. That's great.
Yeah. I miss that ship.
Yeah, that's all right. It's the curse of the HasLab. Wait till they blow up the Ghost.
Oh, and you thought people were pissed off when I said Ezra's dead.
Yeah, that would be outrage.
We already know the Ghost survives to Rise of Skywalker, so.
Well, it doesn't mean there's only one of those. That's the Ghost.
Well, we know there's two Corellian ships. There's at least two Corellian ships that look like the Falcon, because remember we did see one in in
We saw
Revenge of the
Mando.
Sith. Well, also Revenge of the Sith.
Mm.
We see the Falcon.
Mhm.
All right, well, that was an incredible episode. Absolutely loved it.
That timer.
Our first live action, and that was actually Dave's first live action directing job. We know that he had shadowed Rian Johnson during Last Jedi, but this was his actual. Hey, Dave, you can say whatever you want.
That, he did a good job.
Okay, they'll say boo. So one thing we can all agree upon is the cinematography and the shooting of Last Jedi was fantastic.
No, yes, I do agree. The Last Jedi was shot gorgeously. There's just I have problems with specific content, but
that's fine.
Yeah,
but, it's completely okay.
beautifully.
Yeah, but the fact is, this was his first live action, and I thought he hit this one out of the park. And of course, we're about to go to his second live action, so we're going to switch over to a different show right now.
Right? Yeah, have to go look for it.
Tom, what did you think of that episode?
It's one of my favorites. I said that all along of season 2. I loved it. Couldn't wait to see the Ahsoka reveal. We learned a lot in that episode, and it definitely was one of my favorites. I know other people have favorites for other reasons, but that one was a solid episode. It really took the arc of the story a long way, and just those amazing reveals at the beginning of that episode just give me goosebumps. So,
yeah, you need to adjust that timer there, Dave.
Yeah, I've got to reset the timestamp.
Scrolled out of the way.
Boop. There we go. So we're coming up on chapter 6 of Book of Boba Fett, which is From the Desert Comes, what is it? A Stranger?
Yes. So Anthony Riley, first of all, thank you very much for coming on again. Please try to attach your account to StreamYard. Just go to StreamYard.com/Facebook. But it
makes it easier for us.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
simple.
Hey, Anthony. Hope you're okay.
What's going on over in Times Square is very much similar to the Battle of the Bean from Chicago 2019.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Wonderful.
I was so busy, I forgot about that event. I wanted to go to it.
I'm wondering what time the El Capitan event started, and if there'll be some sort of mass Hollywood thing.
So I know the Skywalkers are there. Mike Celestino from Who's the Boss is there.
You know what time it started?
I would probably say a little over an hour ago. And then Martin Keeler from Cantina is there. He flew from London with his kids.
Yeah.
Nice. I know Orlando just got out because Chris Wyman just got out of the Orlando, and his wife Courtney is posting right now.
It is 2 episodes.
Elliot's there as well. And then my friends are out in New York currently. But does everybody have this all queued up?
Yep.
Yep.
I'm just going to go off camera 1 second, but carry on. I will be right back.
Yeah. I mean, if they get out of the El Capitan, that's not a huge. No, that's what happens when you cut that off.
Yeah, all he has to do is cover.
Now
it.
Jeff is John. There you go.
Sorry.
That's okay. I was going to change it physically, just wouldn't be John.
I won't. I will not stop my camera. I will go off camera.
There you go. Or cover your lens.
Something.
You have a Post-it handy.
But yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be a stretch for people to go and invade Scum. Is Scum open on Thursdays?
Yeah, they should be open. They usually open, I believe, 6 pretty much every day. So it'd just be a trek down the street, which would mean it'd be more likely to be a mass of people on Hollywood Boulevard from for the half mile or whatever it is from Hollywood and Highland down to closer to Hollywood and Vine.
Yeah.
Hollywood and Cahuenga. But I'm just thinking if they close the street off for this event, or even half the street, that it could be a mass of people out there. on Hollywood Boulevard, right in front of the El Capitan and across from the Chinese Theater. But anywho, I'm ready whenever John gets back.
Absolutely. Well, so thank you very much for all those who are joining us tonight. We greatly appreciate it. We got a lot of great Ahsoka programs still coming on as we're finishing up the Summer of Snips. Dave, do you want to give a quick rundown of what's left over?
So what's coming up?
Yeah, what's left over of the Summer of Snips.
Oh, what's left over? Well, it depends on what we call the Summer of Snips. It's still summer. It's still Snips. We're still going to be watching. The Jedi Archives guys have one more watch along with special guest Ashley this Sunday at 11 a.m. They'll be watching the last episode of Tales of the Jedi, the Ahsoka episode, to give you her childhood, some backstory there. Monday is going to be Rebels Revisited, the Ahsoka prediction show. Is they're going to, they'll do that from a Rebels point of view. And then, of course, on Tuesday, we have, on Tuesday, we'll have the Ahsoka Eve. And on Ahsoka Eve is that's just going to be every host that you can humanly possibly think of that we can get to show up at that time. We're all going to be on screen and we're all going to be arguing and giving our predictions and saying, is so-and-so force sensitive? What do you think's going to happen? Are they going to blow up the ghost? What happens in Ahsoka? Wagers will be made, bets will be had. There will be disputes.
It may get a little questionable too, because I believe we might have some special guest hosts in for that one as well.
Yes,
that are less receptive to, let's say, the new Ahsoka show.
Yeah,
but
So yeah, is tons of people on Ahsoka Eve. Then of course, we'll be watching the watch along Thursday night. We'll be breaking the 48-hour spoiler ban and doing the watch along of the first 2 episodes. And then of course Friday, the Ahsoka after show shows up with Bryce, John, and Mike. The Jedi Archives guys are going to start pulling double duty, and they are going to have a Friday night show that's just a really deep discussion, digesting, if you will, what's going on.
Yeah, all their thoughts from their different points of views in terms of what they picked up on or their theories. Mike has a lot of sort of, background knowledge for different things that he'll definitely have some theories as to what characters or what locations or what background prop is from what, that kind of stuff. And John as well, and Brooks as well. So it'll be interesting.
Yeah,
absolutely. So I think we're about that time. So if we want to do another countdown, we're ready to rock and roll.
All right, here we go. Look at that. She's like, this is badass. So we didn't see episode 5, which is sort of all these introduction elements of the armor and Din Djarin's interaction there with the spear and stuff.
Well, that was
and go back and get the really weirdness of, this is a Beskar weapon. It's like,
all right.
What happened?
You're no longer a Mandalorian. Get the F out.
It's like negative.
She's gonna pay a visit to your little friend. So, seeing Pelly again.
A little more Gaza.
We get some more her. Hopefully.
Hopefully she wasn't in the cantina when it exploded.
Isn't that coming up this episode? Chris is the thumbnail for this episode, so.
Spoilers.
Oh my God, Geo linked his account.
That's a spoiler.
Hello, looky there. Welcome, Geo.
Yeah.
And then Anthony as well is in here.
We're talking about spoilers coming up. And Garza. This is fun, this interaction with Van.
See, I want a Timothy Oliphant. Like this here made me want to go and watch Justified, and I've started watching that. I never watched it before, but when I saw his performance here, it's like, no, we're going to go back and we're going to start watching Justified.
Nice.
They're standing by that speedo thinking, what the heck is he talking about?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to do a good drug deal here.
Yeah, I'm trying to trade spice. Not where we know anything about trading spice, right, guys?
Right. Spice runner.
Well, yeah, but it's like, okay, so spice is like, okay, it's bad and it's a thing, but everybody runs spice. Han Solo runs spice. Ahsoka runs spice.
Right. People have to make money.
Well, he doesn't want the spice here on Tatooine.
Because it's a dirty word.
It's too spicy.
That's the spice.
Why is the spice gone?
Exactly.
In the Camtona?
Like I said, I think I need to get Chris to sign my Cantona because he was the one holding the bomb.
Last time I was in Ogres, we talked about spice and death sticks with one of the cast members. And as soon as you mentioned death sticks, he literally jumped up on his seat and started yelling, "This guy, he wants death sticks. He needs to go home and rethink his life."
Lovely.
It was levels, right? Spice and then death sticks. Oof.
Right.
Love that speeder.
Get out of here. Get out
That
of here.
speeder's somewhat reminiscent of the one that Han used in Solo.
Yeah.
But it's a little different. I don't think it has the back like tail fin thing. There we go. Pop that spice open. It's not packaged very securely.
Really not. Just in like a wooden box. It's like
That doesn't even have like a latch on it. You'd think that if it was that valuable, you'd want to keep it, contained, as it were.
Okay, now the whole town of Freetown gets high because all the spices in the air.
Blowing around.
Part of the
that
atmosphere.
is tried and true and tested. I mean, what on earth did like the ATF or the DEA always do when they'd find a marijuana grow operation? Well, let's burn it. Wait, guys, hold on. I think that
they like that.
Well, if you remember, there's a great movie from the 80s called Romancing the Stone with
Love that movie.
with Michael Douglas and Kathleen Turner, and they're in a
American
plane, and they're burning bags of marijuana, and he's like, "I'm gonna go throw a key on the fire." She's like, "No, I'm dizzy." Like,
how many people, when you just saw the little antenna and then it pans down, R2?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Spice Bantha instead of Cocaine Bear. Yeah, we also have Meth Gator from first episode of season 3.
Another great reveal, though.
Spice Dragon.
There we go.
Incidentally, if you would like to meet Pablo Escobar, the real Cocaine Bear, he is located in a store called Kentucky for Kentucky in Lexington, Kentucky.
Okay.
And if you so choose, he is a licensed marriage officiant in the state of Kentucky.
Oh, jeez.
You can be married by a taxidermy bear.
So
it's a pity. It's a pity that Leonardo DiCaprio didn't meet the latter, right? Think about it. The cocaine bear rather than the angry bear.
We know that Christine Galley was in the R2 suit for this, and she was on the episode when we watched this.
I'm sorry. Those spider thing droids, creepy.
Yeah, they're pretty
creepy.
They're more like ant droids. They're not like spiders. They build stuff. They're ants.
They're creepy.
They look like has anybody seen Dante's Peak? They look like spider legs, the little robot. Anybody? No. Dante's Peak is one of those movies that I can recite like Twister.
Well,
it does say in the subtitles it says ant droid beeping.
See? Right there.
Yep. And all the little ants are beeping. Well, because the last time we saw this this temple, it was on fire.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and look at the architecture and the way it's built. This looks so much like Ahch-To.
Yeah.
Hey, droid.
Hey, droid.
Love the way.
I remember that name. Caboodle.
Caboodle, yeah. You have to pick up the.
Waving from his eyes, not going to do
That's just the funniest thing ever. It's like, what do? Is they build him a bench.
Well, it's very considerate.
Not a pizza oven, just the bench.
Right.
Is that a shrubbery to go with the bench? It's a bench and a shrubbery?
Don't mention the shrubbery.
They needed another shrubbery to go in front of, but a little bit higher.
Didn't we talk about this scene with Christine where we said, what was the rationale behind shutting R2 down? And I think she I forget exactly.
I do not recall.
Yeah, I'm sure she did. She said, this is why we're doing this for whatever reason, but I forget the conversation.
Anthony says, knee.
Knee.
Don't go there. Be here all night.
It's the nights of the gitchy.
See, now this Luke looks better CGI, but less like Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. Fair point.
It's like, what have we been doing with the CG?
The thing is, he looks way younger than he did in Jedi. That's half of my.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
He looks a little too perfect. He looks a little less grizzled than after the accident with the Wampa.
What do you mean then? When he had to drag his dead father across the second Death Star?
Like Grogu is all of us. If we had the Force, what would we use the Force for? To get snacks out of the refrigerator and get the remote. Grogu is every man.
I definitely want the yes/no thing for me. That's the first thing I'd want. Can you imagine having a Zoom meeting with a bell? Yes, no, yes, no.
Yeah, Anthony is completely. They could have just gone with a new actor instead of the CGIing. But it's 6 of one, half dozen of the other, and we're Star Wars fans. would we have been just as or more upset with that? Yes, we're bagging on this and what's wrong with this, but if they had done it that way, we'd be complaining about that too.
And starting up this week, Ahsoka live action at Galaxy's Edge, California.
What?
Oh,
Yeah.
What?
I hadn't heard that.
Ahsoka's going to be roaming the parks?
Yep.
There you go. Family vacation.
I will be.
It's actually on posted 2 minutes ago on Star Wars Instagram. Starting August 23rd, visit Batu may encounter Ahsoka
23rd.
at Galaxy's Edge Disneyland.
So that must have been something they announced at the screenings, so that that's why they put it up now. There's a lightsaber meetup in Batu West on the 26th that I will be at. So hopefully I'll get a chance to see her there. Maybe she'll join in with us.
Yeah, it's same on the East Coast. 26th, we have a meetup.
And you know, if they're going to start having Ahsoka roaming around at lightsaber meetups, you know who we might get to show up for that.
Well, not for a bit, but yeah. Well, in the East Coast, somebody else can show up like at a drop of a hat. So.
Yeah.
As has been evidenced in the past. So we'll see. But yes, it sounds like we have dual lightsaber meetups on the 26th, both East and West.
And also give a quick shout out to one of the leaders of the lightsaber meetup Discord, AJ, who is has some health issues right now, but he's doing seems to be doing
this scene right here.
And happy birthday, Trish.
Yep, absolutely.
Poor little Grogu's
the trauma. Live action.
Boom.
Just inside the Jedi Temple.
Yep. And I love how they gave us sort of an end to this sequence in season 3.
Yeah.
Of a different show called The Mandalorian, even though this is technically
this is like Mando 2.5,
2.9 or something. So
Mando 3.1415.
There you go. Mando pie.
Mando pie.
It'd be funny if Luke would be like, too old, can't train him. Something.
That'd be great.
This
you are reckless.
I like how they came out.
Just popping up on the X is ending this Sunday is Steven Stanton is giving away 10 by 20 dual signed photo by Maul and Kenobi from Twin Sons.
Nice.
I'm just hanging out.
So that was Christine. How much of this suit work did she do?
I think she did most of it.
As R2. Like all this, the movement stuff is the classic Kenny putting his life into the costume. That's so cool that he was just like, I can do this, and then it became part of R2.
Yes. And you know who will be its last.
I still love the picture when Rosario turned around and it was Mark Hamill standing right behind her.
Yeah.
So much like your dad. Did he turn? Oh, you think he'll turn to the dark side?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to marry.
Well, he is in this after Jedi getting all broody and wearing the all black, and it's like, dark side.
He went through that emo phase for sure, but happens to the best of us.
I take issue with that. There probably is a safer place than with Luke at the Jedi Temple School.
Yes. Mustafa? See this? She's sorry, Jeff. She's totally scoping him up. Like, why are you here?
Yeah.
Do you not trust us?
Right.
Like, you gotta let go of this stuff.
Attachment. Can't have attachment. Oh wait, he's not Jedi. I want to give him a cool little package that looks like him. Come on. It's got ears just like his. I want. See, now the other thing is he should have showed up with that like little bindle cloth as like a neckerchief, as well as having the Beskar on. Spoiler alert: if you haven't seen season 3.
That'd be hilarious.
Like a little Cobb Vance style there.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm like, why are they so resistant to him? Yeah, I guess it's attachment, but he's the Mandalorian. Why is there the choice? It's not like there haven't been Mandalorian Jedi before.
Yeah.
Good point. Good point.
And only Siths deal in absolutes, by the way.
Allegedly.
There you go. There's the new bet for the Ahsoka Eve. Is Ahsoka a Sith? She's absolutes.
I think her more of a Tito's or a Smirnoff type of girl.
Hey, we talked about earlier on those execution style killings. 2 blades, Dooku style.
Yeah.
Telling you. She had Anakin.
Well, she is Anakin's Padawan.
Now, one thing I wouldn't be adverse to seeing a younger version of Rosario's Ahsoka, excuse me, in the original costume.
Yeah.
So that's the rumors that I've started to hear this week. I don't think I've seen it from a reputable source yet, but they're saying that there's potentially another actress cast
about that.
to be young Ahsoka.
Ideally, I want to see Rosario in the young Ahsoka costume.
So I think it looks like they've cast an actress that looks like a young Rosario.
Right. But she's like in her teens or whatever.
We need like a de-aging Rosario, so she looks like Rosario when she was in Kids.
Oh, right.
Oh, Men in Black 2.
90s Rosario.
Men in Black 2.
Mm.
Well, that footage is out there. They should be able to deep fake it.
Yeah. I love this. This is so kooky. That's all you got? Come on.
Like, come on.
You could be bouncing around like Yoda, getting all loked with your lightsaber. Oh, you gotta have a lightsaber.
It's hopping like a white man dancing.
When they did the reveal of that scene of Yoda versus Dooku at Celebration, people lost their ish. That room was insane. And the way that they framed it was I think Spider-Man was like coming out right around that time, and so they made it like they were going to play a Sony trailer for Spider-Man, and then all of a sudden now they're showing you footage of Yoda kicking ass. It was
look at this. Awesome. This is just like Dagobah, right?
Very much.
So the apprentice is in the
who's training who in this time?
It's like, let's hop on wildebeests.
Hey, Bug the wildebeest. He's just chilling. He's probably asleep or something.
When I was a young warthog.
Where's Timon at? Love the view.
Yeah, that was the unexpected. Is just Yoda goes ham immediately.
And where is Leia right now?
He does the rock. Come here.
So we see in the Rise of Skywalker, a look back at Leia and Luke training together, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Where is she now? Not visiting.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Not visiting her brother.
So they alluded to what happened, but in Bloodline, the book, she saw in a Force vision that the chicken nuggies.
Oh, yes.
That she gave up her saber because she had a vision that her journey would cause the death of her son.
What? It's like, I don't like those things. The last time I saw one of those, bad things happened.
Yeah. And now you're waving it around in front of me.
It's like anybody when they get spooked by
a Karate Kid while you're...
Yeah.
So he's being levitated in a dark area.
Or is he standing on top of a pole? Remember in Ace Ventura 2 when he's giving the spitballs to the guy that's staying on top of the log?
Mm.
It's a ball.
Like this is
and then he gives him a remote.
Yeah.
Play some soccer.
No. It's not how it works.
Turn it on. Turn it on.
Let's play catch, stepfather.
Like, why would I turn on a thing that's going to shock me?
Yeah. Like, I remember these from the Academy, and I didn't like them either.
Well, here's the thing: is so I always thought they were the size of a actual
softball?
baseball.
Zip.
No, I didn't think you know because I thought softball when I saw Finn take it out.
Mm.
But I always thought it was more like a baseball. Like I always thought it was like a lot smaller than a softball, which is palm size.
There we go.
There it is.
Well, yeah, this one seems almost volleyball size, but yeah, I don't know. I can't remember how big the one in the Falcon on Batu is. I'll have to take note next time I'm near the Jarek table. Because they have the remote and the blast shield helmet behind that table when you go in there, which is pretty cool.
I love this is how he gets trained for that scene when he fights off against Jimmy Kimmel's
Ragnar?
The paintball scene.
Yeah, Ragnar.
When he goes, it's Nerf or nothing.
Here we go. It's like, I'm tired of you now. Force crush.
Ragnar in the house.
Anyway. Awesome, Grogu. Yes. Water. Down you go.
Yeah, he's remembering.
Now Grogu's like, now get me off this rock.
Get me off this stinking rock.
If sometimes the student guides the master, what did you do wrong there, Ahsoka?
I won't leave you. Not now.
Brought him a gift.
Nice macaroons.
You can't have gifts. That ain't the Jedi way, man. Mm-mm. Yeah, it'd be funny if it was a bunch of blue macarons.
I was thinking it's probably like a biscuit.
That's why Uncle Owen wouldn't allow Luke to have his father's lightsaber, because it's not the Jedi way to receive gifts.
There you go. Train him. No, don't trust your instincts, because
that's
thing coming up, you were a dick.
Yeah.
Jedi
asshole.
Will I see you again?
Maybe.
One thing I really.
Should think we'd be all be back in Spaceballs 2, The Search for More Money.
There we go. Isn't that supposed to be like in development, or was going to be in development?
It
or
was in
something?
development at one time, yeah.
I mean, recently.
No, that's not going to happen.
No.
They're not going to get Rick Moranis to do that.
Well, he did say that out of all his roles to go back to, he would go back for a Dark Helmet.
Okay. I mean, they're going to have to dump a crap ton of cash on him.
Well, I think that's one reason why they canceled the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids sequel because of finances.
I got to say, one of the things I loved about this series, Book of Boba Fett, is the, British expression, bang up job they did on Jabba's palace. Amazing. It really, because if you think about it, and Jedi obviously is this desert path, right, leading up to the front entrance.
Right.
This sequence and various other sequences throughout this season of Book of Boba Fett was just
it's like
really
whole
good.
Hangar garage area and having the door open and all this stuff that they're like, well, of course it can be like that. We just didn't see it that way. We saw the closed knit, tight-lipped kind of version of it, and it was always dark. But the thing I don't like is that there's like skylights. So where did that light get hidden when Luke and the droids were going through that part of the building?
Maybe
Got the Fit Gamorreans.
But the Fit Gamorreans. Yeah. The other thing though is having, just getting those kind of views of all the rest of the space is really cool. Seeing Jabba's kitchen.
Yeah. The original, as you say, Jeff, was very dungeon-esque, wasn't it? You're in a
dark and
place of torture,
scary, and You
got Mayor McCheese. I'm like thinking of Mayor McCheese.
Yeah, very much Mayor McCheese.
That brings me back to Tallahassee. We'll say no. We'll talk off camera about that. Carrie,
about experienced muzzle. There's like 6 of you, and you're talking about against hundreds of people.
Yeah, totally needed to pad this group out with other than the mod squad.
Do not the Mandalorians have the equivalent of the Art of War, which says 6 against hundreds is not the way.
This reveal is so cool too. The fact that the Jawas scored that skull and got it up on the top of their damn sandcrawler is just crazy.
That reminds me of a lot of people in California do that. They get a prize, they just dump it on the front of the hood. There you go.
Speaking of sandcrawlers, there was talk at the Droid Builders booth with a certain Jawa about possibly making her a rideable sandcrawler.
No. Incredible.
Like one of the guys is like, I already have one that I can ride, and he's almost my size. So.
I can remember talking to Lon Peterson in Chicago about Sandcrawler. And that was, I think, one of his initial projects was to develop that, amongst many other things, was to develop the Sandcrawler.
Well, yeah, they had everything going on all at once. See, now, if Grogu donned a little neckerchief of that Bindle he got, piece of cloth.
And look, there's JJ.
Yeah, there you go.
He even has lines. That's really cool because he could just been a background actor, like all the rest of them.
The funny thing was, I thought it was James Marsden when we first saw it. I thought it was Cyclops.
Oh, right. Yeah, I think you said something about that when we were reading it the first time.
Ooh-wee.
Don't do it.
Yeah, this N1 is not a Razor Crest, that's for sure.
No, I mean, it's cool, and it's cool that it's a Naboo starfighter, and it's like, yeah.
It's nice. It's got a retro vibe, as it were. And I like the modifications.
I love, like I said, I love the fact that they took the the skeleton of the crate dragon and made it like inside the bar. It kind of reminds me, not on the outside, but if you remember in Dead Man's Chest, when the wedding of Jack Sparrow, when he was going to marry, and the noose around his neck, it was in the skeleton of like a beast.
Very cool. Yeah, this is even as impressive as getting the skull up on the sand crawlers, taking those giant ribs and spine and putting it in here and somehow having it connect back together without falling on them.
Because you get it? Freetown.
Yeah.
Because we're free.
And they're just like, oh, yeah, no, we're not going to do that.
Otisburg?
Exactly.
Otisburg.
It's a small little town.
Yeah. Lex Luthor, ruler of Australia, operate the machine.
Oh, Blue Beetle.
What was the secretary's name?
Miss
Tessmacher.
Yes, Miss Tessmacher.
On the map, it's a Tessmacher Peaks.
There's some references to Lex Corp in Blue Beetle. Keep an eye out if you see that.
Ooh.
There's a lot of visual sort of Easter eggs that were thrown in sort of just nonchalantly by the director. He was talking about it during the...
And speaking of Easter eggs, if you're watching the new season of Only Murders in the Building...
I need to watch that, yeah.
There is Anchorman Easter eggs in the first 3 episodes.
Wacky.
I don't believe you.
Like that one.
What's it called?
Oh, here it comes.
Here we come.
This reveal. There's so many reveals in this episode.
They really were.
I talked to Dorian Kingy about this. Great conversation.
Oh, yeah.
This is why you need to get out to events. Talk to the people that were in these episodes. Amazing insight.
Dorian's a great guy. Got to spend some time with him in New Jersey. Didn't realize that he's Lindsay Wagner's son.
I did.
Cool as well.
I knew. I said, I loved your mother, first of all.
But you saw the silhouette coming from there, and you're like, oh crap.
Like, oh
crap.
This isn't going to go well.
An immediate Western now where everybody's running.
There's JJ.
True Western. All these elements.
Well, the one thing we did not get in this whole true Western is we did not get a tumbleweed.
It's the sand is all piled up
in the background.
Yeah.
Or something.
Well, a tumbleweed we haven't seen, but like a BB unit could roll by or something.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, but this is Tatooine. It's desolate. There's nothing that grows there.
That's true.
I shot the sheriff.
And JJ.
And you shot the death.
You can totally see Dorian's outline in that costume right there.
Yeah, his silhouette is very...
Well, I love the fact that when he does cons, he's got a hat like that. And he carries a 6-shooter with him when he's at shows.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, did you see the 6-shooter at Rhode Island last year?
I did not.
Weapon. I love the practice.
I like it, and I understand why they did it, but I would have liked to have seen a version with the stupid big hat.
Stupid big.
I love the fact that he's just like looking at him like, shut up.
But this should have been like...
Tell your ass to stay inside.
Those eyes. Oof. But this should have been, for me, I can't rewrite this scene, but I would have loved this to have been more Good, Bad, the Ugly, where they're pointing guns at each other.
Right.
And wondering who is going to shoot first.
I mean, careful while I stick my nose in. He's like, careful while I stick it, but I don't have a nose.
They come down to the who's the fastest draw.
Yes, Boba Fett worked for the Empire. Boba Fett worked for anybody who would pay him.
Most bounty hunters kind of do that. And I'm sure the Empire pays a little better than most.
That line, this planet has seen too much violence. Has Tatooine really seen that much violence? I don't know. Not compared to others.
Everything happens on Tatooine.
It's like Jakku.
It's just riddled with debris.
I don't know. Coruscant, forget it.
Yeah, and there's the
sneaky over there.
Coruscant's still my favorite planet.
Yes, but the violence and death that occurred on that is way bigger than any other planet.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, because it's
apart,
a city.
apart from Alderaan.
He's trying to sit there going like, "Don't, deputy, don't be stupid."
No. Oh, come on.
Yeah, look at that. It's like one shot for Buddy over here, but I'm gonna unload on you.
Yeah.
I have respect for the other guy. You, not so much.
Well, that's why he gave him the non-lethal blow, which I knew, spoiler alert, was non-lethal when it happened, but there was like all these implications that he could be dead right here.
Well, it's also like, when I saw Dorian, I'm like, what's with the pacemaker when you got shot?
Yeah.
He just smiled.
It's like, shh, never you mind.
With all that speculation of the lights, what they mean, how they
don't worry about that. Marcus has the map.
Right.
Yeah, look at this.
He gets lost in his own museum.
The deadly Camtono. Oh, there's Chris.
There he is.
Oh yeah.
And Leilani's in the scene too. There's Leilani up.
Throwing bombs, by the way.
And there's the amazing.
Also, I think Pam's in the scene as well. Suzanne's in the scene.
Coming up. Mm-hmm. Is the Shivian in this scene too?
I think that was Dawn. I think that was Dawn as a Rodian.
Oh, it's a Rodian, yeah. There's Chris again.
We need to see more of Dawn.
There's Rex,
she wants to see more.
The dealer. There she is again.
And
Mike's
Max
favorite.
Rebo has a night off. Max Rebo has a night off again.
Yeah, this is really just like your classic cantina scene. Just look, alien. That's
Yep, they did. They did the.
And she's just like, whoa. You saw Jennifer Beals' eyes as soon as he said Camtono. She's like,
Whoops. Yeah. So
to me, when I saw this, I'm like, okay, this is the biggest terrorist act since Alderaan.
Well, it probably is a lot smaller than the other things that have occurred because it was to one room.
Ooh.
I love how they incorporated
you unwrap his gift.
He's like, here, look at this. You want this or do you want this? I got something better.
Oh, look, it's a shirt.
Yeah, the reveal of this was, and then this shot. Like, oh, see him wearing it already. It's like, ooh, that's cool.
Is that a box of spice?
But...
Box of spice.
Yeah, there we go. Is that what that is?
Your own.
It's like, what happened to they're supposed to make their own?
Yeah, that's the other thing. Go through the training and make your own.
It's more like a letter opener than a sword.
It's got...
But it's green. So, Master Luke.
Which this whole thing was a retcon. In the comic books, they destroyed Yoda's saber.
So
didn't he drop it?
So I think we've talked about this. Is there are alternate stories in the comics where he builds another one on Dagobah. It's not the one from the battle with Palpatine in the Senate.
Mm.
Palpatine is the Senate.
Oh.
So the first, make note of that, the first student of my academy, he says, if you choose the saber.
And if you don't, you can, oh.
But it's his fear. For me, this is all about his fear. I don't like the lightsaber. It's all about returning to...
It's PTSD. It's complete PTSD.
I want to go back with Pops.
Yeah.
Even though he's only been hanging out with him for a couple of years, maybe at this point.
Well, yeah,
but why doesn't? But does Luke sense that? Does he sense that he's not going to make the choice? And so he's safer with his guardian. Right?
I don't know. That's just Luke making him make that choice. That was just
Luke is a Sith. I'm telling you, that's not Luke. That's Luke.
Okay, if they go there,
Luke again.
Yes. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us for this evening. We finished our portion of the Summer of Snips here on the Watch Along, and what a way to end it. We got through 3,283 episodes of the Clone Wars.
And still didn't see them all.
Yeah. We only saw
I watched the last 4 episodes of season 7 the other day. I'm like, we probably could have added the Ahsoka ones from that.
Yeah, we probably should have watched that. That would have been a good yes.
Those they were kind of. I mean, I don't know if they're definitely necessary, but they would have been nice to have them. But we got blindsided by the date announcement that we were expecting to be a week later or whatever.
Well, also, when we chose to omit those, we had not seen the last trailer with the Hayden voiceover that makes those extremely relevant.
So go watch those.
Yes.
Yeah. Homework. Go watch them.
But this final season of Clone Wars is amazing anyway. You should just watch it. Especially if you've never watched the animated stuff. Go watch the final season 7 of the Clone Wars animated series.
And if you watch, and then I did talk about it the other night, if you watch my interview with Tony at this Star Wars Sith, and I talked about Rebels being my favorite Star Wars property, but it's debatable because of the last 4 episodes of Clone Wars. That was just the purest Star Wars I've seen since the OT. Like, seriously.
It was. The beginning of it, kind of struggle a little bit, but that finished strong.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I think
reviews are positive, especially if you're a Rebels fan. So very, very excited about what's going on. Finishing up here. So first and foremost, John, thoughts before we close out about what we're going into?
I can't believe how quickly this has gone this summer. We've had some amazing look backs, and I hope it's helped everybody prepare for Ahsoka. Like I said a little earlier, when we knew about this series coming out, it was probably my number 1 pick, right? Kenobi second, and Ahsoka first. So, the intros that we've had, the little reveals, and I think we're going to see so much more than we could ever anticipate. And so I am so excited. I cannot wait, literally cannot wait for the first 2 episodes. And what a treat to be given the first 2 episodes and the length and duration of them. I think it's going to be an absolute cliffhanger of a series, and I'm just thankful that we are in this place that we can watch this stuff. So yeah, thanks.
Absolutely. Jeff, any thoughts?
Excuse me. I look forward to whatever they throw at us. The trailers have made this look pretty stunning. So anything new that we get introduced to will be just gravy, I think. and it'll be fun to see where they take the character and who comes from what other things to join her, and it'll be fun to flesh out that story in live action.
Yep, absolutely. Dave?
I'm just saying I am absolutely ready for the next season of Rebels. And just saying, no flipping spoilers. No spoilers. Those of you that are at the premieres, we're watching you.
Citizen.
Yeah, we need to maybe post that on the page.
Don't be that person. Yeah. We are so excited, just like the rest of you. Just please keep everything you see to yourself, and join us to chat about it rather than post spoilers. It'll be amazing to hear your thoughts and opinions about how the season's going. So
very excited about this show. Being obviously a child of the OT, and then the first real Star Wars we had after Return of the Jedi was in the 90s when we got Heir to the Empire, and we all lost our freaking minds when we saw Thrawn in animation form in Rebels, and now we got a live action Thrawn, who to us he was probably one of the best written villains. It's pretty exciting, and the response that Lars got in London was breathtaking. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to seeing Ray Stevenson's final performance. I'm excited about all the Easter eggs. I'm excited to see how Ezra dies. I'm excited to see how the ghosts get thrown up. I'm excited to see Chopper with red eyes and going ham with a red lightsaber.
Chopper.
Spencer Jowitz, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Get your pitchforks ready.
Available for bar mitzvahs and private parties.
Yes. And brisses with a lightsaber. But anyway, yes, fighting words. I got a lot of those fighting words. Well, seriously, it's been fantastic. We look forward to our future showing of everything that's going on the Virtual Cantina Network. Don't forget to watch Ahsoka Eve next Tuesday after happy hour. That's going to be something to watch out for. Very excited about that. Excited about everything that we're doing. So thank you very much. And from all of us over here at the Watch-Along, I'd like to say, may Ahsoka be with you.
May the Force be with you all.
I am no Jedi.